As a kid, when I was growing up, I never really had a positive male role model. I had a stepfather who didn't like me very much, especially not as much as the other kids. He would always tell me things like I wasn't worth anything to anybody, I wasn't going anywhere, I wasn't going to be anybody important. As a kid, you really start to believe that kind of thing. When I was 17, my mom decided to leave him. I was holding on to a lot of anger. I noticed that I was going down a pretty dark road, following the path that he set for me. I had a come to Jesus moment with myself. My mission was to prove to myself that I could be a better man than I was told I could ever be. That internal battle for self-worth is really what pushed me to go into the Marine Corp. In June of 2011, I stepped on the yellow footprints in Parris Island, South Carolina. I completed boot camp in September of 2011. I was assigned to 2nd Tank Battalion, 2nd Marine Division, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. I've been to over 16 different countries, trained multiple militaries, and I've experienced quite a few life-altering events. In 2015, I got out of the Marine Corps and pursued a career in law enforcement. I was a patrol deputy in a small county. I loved being a cop. I got to put my uniform on, get in my patrol car, go make my community a better place to live. After a few years on the job, I started recognizing some alarming behaviors. I felt emotionally numb. There would be calls for service that I'd go on and I'd have a resting pulse rate when I'm in a high-speed pursuit or I'm talking to a guy with a gun down. I had to come to the realization that something's wrong here. That's when I decided that I really should go talk to somebody and get help. In 2019, I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and getting that diagnosis as a cop is a liability. With that diagnosis, I had to make a career change. I really just threw myself into a depression and shut a lot of people out. At that time, I felt like I lost my identity. I identified myself by my service to my community and my country, when really, I didn't know who I really was. I had to sit there and think back to when I was actually happy, and I had to go all the way back to when I was a kid, sitting on a bucket in the woods, freezing cold with a bow in my hand, waiting to stick a whitetail. That's when I realized I wanted to get into spot and stalk hunting with a bow in the backcountry. There's no question about it, those types of hunters are like the pro athletes of the hunting world. Out of all of the weapon systems I'm trained on, archery is the least forgiving. It really forces you to be honest with yourself, because if you're not conditioning your body or putting arrows through your bow and getting that practice in, making sure your equipment is good to go, you're not going to have a successful hunt. Bow hunting is my therapy because I can utilize two of the most important medications to combat depression and anxiety, and that's physical exercise and being out in nature. Whether you like it or not, we as humans are predators. When you find yourself out in the backcountry, you start to follow your basic instincts. My name's Schuyler Sibley, and this is my lifeblood.